Good evening. I know you want to continue to chat and chew, but we want to move on with our program. We don't want to keep you all night, just most of the night. Our opening ceremony by the Dobbins Alumni Board. I'm sorry. Welcome to Working the Dream in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. We want to have remarks by our Principal Shavon.
Greetings, everyone. You know, looking out in the audience today and seeing some of familiar faces, but also seeing those who really have blazed a trail for me to even be here today. Being here is not easy, but just to look at your faces, to know your history, and know your commitment to Dobbins, make it even more better for me to strive to make sure that the legacy continues. I often say how just your presence is strength. Just your name that I see at times when it's an event that I can just see Dobbins Alumni Association, or the pictures when I walk in the alumni room. The feeling, the spirit of it all makes me and all of the staff here just to strive a little bit harder. We all know that we are now living in this unprecedented times that no one could even imagine that the things that we are going through, No one knew how to actually make the decisions, to actually lead people that way. Not only to make the decisions, but lead others to a path that will continue on a legacy. But then I look at you and say, you've done the same thing too. In your time, in your era, no one lived that time before either. So to see you here today and to see others honoring you for the work you have done and the work that you continue to do, without even being asked, without even being pushed, without even people even noticing. Those texts, those beautifying the school, those at every event that I just get a smile or a hug, or just making sure that we know that we have guests, or that we need to have a representation of what Dobbins can actually produce and still have, I say thank you. Thank you.
We will now have a musical tribute from the United Voices of Dobbins Choir.
with the harmony of it. Let our rejoicing cry high as the listening sky. Let every sound loud as a roaring sing a song for the faith that our hands restore. Sing a song for the hope that the present bright. This is the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you, United Voices in Dobbins. Living the Dream awardees are now going to be recognized. Our first awardee for the Drum Major Award is Andre Washington. Andre is one of the most dedicated, hardworking, and innovative people we've had the pleasure of teaching. He is also compassionate, kind, and never misses the opportunity to help others. The legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. encompasses influential decisions, monumental actions, and steadfast progression of humanitarian rights that reach far beyond the civil rights movement. When I think of Andre Washington, he reminds me of Dr. King. Andre displays an immense amount of self-discipline, dedication, and positivity. He has a passion for teamwork and camaraderie. He is a talented, intelligent student with charisma, confidence, strong values, and respect for others that make a huge difference in the world around him. We're looking forward to seeing all the good that Andre will continue to do for his fellow humanity in college and beyond, as well as the excellent work that he will produce at the college level. Our next awardee is Kelly McFarland. Kelly can be described as nurturing, accommodating, and empathetic. Although Kelly is small in stature, she takes up large spaces with her consistent movement towards success. Kelly is an activist at heart, wanting to use her power and platform to help advocate for the rights of herself and her classmates. You will always see Kelly servicing others throughout the Dobbins community. Kelly has maintained great academic standards with achievements in her academics as well as CTE, with many accolades including honor roll and scoring advance on all of her abilities for her not teaching exam. Kelly also received her certification during COVID and scored proficiency on her Keystone exam for literature. Kelly has maintained 95% attendance throughout 9th through 12th grade. She is a true example of an exemplary student at the Dobbins CTE High School. She has been to learn over these last 4 years, and there is no doubt, based on the track record, that she has already established that she will go forward to serve. Kelly will continue her education after graduation with hopes to join the HBCU. Today we're going to also honor someone real special here at Dobbins CTE with our community service. Sometimes the people who do the most are sometimes overlooked. But today will not be that day. Here are the ones who today is not the day that she will not be recognized. April Holt. She is loyal, aggressive, patient, and no nonsense. A team leader who will go above and beyond her job description to get things done. Beyond all her adversities, she is always there to lend a hand. You may find her outside serving produce to the community, keeping our hallways clean, nurturing a student, or working the door at a student event. She makes life so special by the love and care she gives to our Dobbins family. We wish you all the recognition and happiness you truly deserve. We love and appreciate you. Thank you for all you do and being you. Love. The clock reads, Rural Dobbins CTE Living the Dream 2023. Community Service Award to April Holden for your passionate commitment to our staff and the students, Siobhan Thompson, Principal. We will now have excerpts from Dr. Martin Luther King. I have a training speech by Mr. Desmond Curtin, our offering instructor.
5 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the monocles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to a nation's capital to cash a check. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check. A check which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. And so we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all God's children. But there is something I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads into the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people, for many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. And they have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, like Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands in singing the words of their old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
Thank you, Mr. Devin, and good night, Mr. Dobbins. What makes a good leader? Courage and loyalty, understanding, initiative, and vision, and a saving sense of humor. Charles M. Whiting, you have served in many responsible and honored positions. The most prominent as the first Black administrator to be principal of Dobbins AETS from 1999 to 2012. During your tenure, much was accomplished. You have shown yourself to be a man of courage, humility, and integrity. You have devoted yourself unselfishly to a host of humanitarian causes. Your activities have been so extensive, it would almost seem a lifetime to accomplish them all. Mr. Whiting, you have been a tower of strength and a strong force in the growth of Dobbins CTE. You have been a guide and a counselor, a big brother, a helpful associate, an aide, and mentor, and a man of understanding. You have given your heart, and in return, our balance and admiration and affection. Your light has shined brightly as the mighty Mustangs gallop to greatness in so many arenas. You have given to Dobbins the benefit of your many attributes with untiring dedication and fidelity. You have combined tenacity with dynamic action. Dobbins is deeply indebted to you, Mr. Whiting, for your service over the last 20+ years. No night too cold, no day too hot, no task too difficult. Whenever an occasion existed to enhance the interests of Dobbins CTE, your zeal, personal sacrifices, and allegiance to us have known no limit. We are proud of this opportunity to pay tribute to you, not only for what you have done, but for all that, God willing, you will achieve. This is a rare and unusual happening, since it marks a gracious expression which, according to custom, is usually indulged in only after completion of one's activities. From this day forward, our newly constructed library will now be known as the Charles M. Whiting IMC. We give all honor to the creator of the gift of music. This is an honor well-deserved and well-earned to a very special individual. We thank God for you. We will now have our Wall of Fame induction ceremony by Lori Martin.
I guess that means I don't have to pay for overdue books. Now, on a serious vein, too much is given, much is expected. That's from Luke 12:48. Well, I'm going to go one further. I'm going to quote a Jedi, Luke. Okay, and that quote is, "May the force always be with you." Okay. Most importantly, I had a great team with my time here. A great team, and the team is still working. I mean, where's the Queen? She out there in the corner, some doing word rights and all that stuff. She's still doing it. Cousin Connie, she's here. They call the Queen is the one that give her a praise. And I also have to specially recognize all the participants who worked with me at the top as a team. As a team, we worked. And more importantly, I have to thank my new team member, my bride, and I would be remiss if I did not thank the Honorable Shirley M. Kitchen. Shirley Kitchen, please stand up. Everyone needs to say, Shirley Kitchen. Yes, she is a living legend. She is a legend. If you look in Harrisburg, there are no African American senators, female senators in the Senate of Pennsylvania. Shirley Kitchen helped save Dobbins. I'll say this one more time. Shirley Kitchen helped save Dobbins. And because of her resolute and tenacity, we were able to accomplish great things. And if the Queen come in for a minute, she's over here. We want to say thank you to Shirley, and most importantly, to new principal Siobhan Thompson. And she's always made, she was a teacher under me, and look at her, how she knows how to keep a job. She's a great. And in closing, I want to challenge all those young people in this audience to get involved in the Alumni Association, to get involved in Dobbins, and wear that Mustang flag wherever you go. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Dobbins and the Dobbins Alumni Association, the inductees for our Wall of Fame 2023 are Paul R. Ruskell, class of 54, WWF Paper Company retiree. U.S. Army veteran and Freemason, Dobbins Alumni Advisor. Eva is from Baltimore. Philadelphia Gas Works retiree, Dobbins Alumni Executive Committee, volunteer and philanthropist. Margaret H. Nightingale, class of January 65, real estate entrepreneur, Army Reserves captain, Dobbins Curville project manager. Carol Alex Rapley, class of 78, renowned fashion designer, farm time, fabulous couture entrepreneur, COVID-19 frontline hero. Mark L., class 83, Dobbins School Police Officer retiree, historic entrepreneur for Ready Terminal Market, Sweet Tea Bakery, philanthropist and mentor. Lisa C. Forrest, class of 99, Italian Chief, Philadelphia Fire Department, U.S. Army veteran, American Red Cross, historic barrier breaker. Ms. Forrest did not be here this evening, however, her family member is accepting her award on behalf. At this time, I would like all of those honorees to come up and stand on the left side of the plaques that are in front of them. Their names are on the plaques. Stand on the left side, please.
I have everyone's attention, please? I'm Paul Wessel, and my name was the first one that's called. I want to thank Ms. Thompson. I want to thank all the officers of the Alumni Association, and especially the selection committee. All the members of the alumni that are in the crowd, Commissioner, I'm glad to have met you tonight. I thought you were one of us, now I'm one of you, and I thank you very much. Being just a little older, it's a very big pleasure for me. It's like I won the Super Bowl or the World Series. It is that good. Thank you, everybody. Listen, I was given orders.
I'd like to thank my family and friends, class 83, that I graduated my classmates are here. I want to thank the committee for nominating me, Ms. Biddle, Ms. Munson. This journey here started 40 years ago in 1979 as a 14-year-old little boy with no clue. And now I'm in the fourth circle. 20 years later, we celebrate our anniversary on October 11th. Thank everyone for coming out. God bless.
I'm Marvin Glasgow. I'm sincerely honored to receive this recognition. I am so proud of the work I've done there with the Dobbins group of people. The principal, Thompson, wanted this job done, and when the president of the Alumni Association asked me to do it, I said, you got the perfect person because I'm into having the group of people. I always would drive by Dobbins, we like to be premier over Dobbins. We just took time and made it better. So I'm glad I had an opportunity to help paint all that black things outside, put those plants and flowers in, and make it look pretty every time we drive by. I'm truly honored. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I am Lisa Forrest, and on her behalf, I would like to formally thank Principal Thompson and everyone in the crowd today for her honoring her amazing work. And I know I personally watched my aunt, and she's been my superstar since I was young. So I'm very happy to accept this award on her behalf. And also shout out to my sister who is on class of 2015. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I'm terrified up here. I feel honored, and I want to thank my family for coming out. And I love and truly love Dobbins. My 3 years that I was here, and I just love Dobbins. I enjoy working with the alumni and doing whatever I can do to help out. And I think that's about all.
I was told that I didn't have to say anything today, so I'm kind of like stuck. All I can say is thank you to all of those who were involved in selecting me or even think about me that way. Munson, Thompson, Tanya, and everyone else who had something to do with that. I came here for industrial electricity. I left being a fashion designer. That's before we had a fashion department. So since we have one, I've been back as much as I can to also assist and help out in any way I can to continue that going. Aside from that, when I came here, I'm actually losing my last pound down of the season, and it happens to be the niece of our principal Thompson. So I'll see you tomorrow.
30 seconds. So again, thank you all for honoring us.
Giving them round of applause,
Congratulations to all of our honorees. Yeah, now that you're on the wall, much is expected of you. So just know that. We're asking you to please stay while we sing our alma mater. All alumni, let's get it on. I need your help. That's right. Ready, alumni, everybody can sing the alma mater. Alma mater, alma mater, let your love and glory go with me. Stand by me. And as the years are going by, lift on off the banner high. Keep it real, the flame and still forever in the sky. We'll keep it real, the flame and still, for you will do or die. We want to give special thanks to Mr. John King of Freedom Credit Union and to all those who are part of Freedom Credit Union. Our own Mr. Whiting is a board member. And we want to give thanks to each and every one, Nicole Munson, Thomas West, Michael Clark, Laura Fraud, Olivia Graham, Chefs, Harris Daniels, Michael Clark, George Green, student ambassador, and a special thanks to our alumni president, who is a very hard worker, Carol Munson. Thank you, Ms. Munson. We're asking that you use the 21st Street entrance so that you can go on the second floor to see our new Charles M. Whiting Library. This concludes our program. Thank you so much for your kindness and your love. Be blessed and stay safe.